Believe in that inner voice that God created in all of us, inside of us, telling us if there is something wrong, just believe it.
It teaches you how strong you are. It teaches you that no matter what life does to you, you can still persevere and push through. It teaches you that no matter how alone you think you are, there are lots of people around you that love you.
Just have hope and faith, and support is very important. Like to have people around you to support you.
I learned that cancer is not a death sentence. Cancer is not, I don't know. Actually, I know what it is. Cancer is a blessing.
I found out that I'm diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 31 years old. By coincidence, I felt the lump myself. From that time, I went to 2 doctors here in Jeddah, and they both told me that it was fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But something inside me kept telling me to look for more. I wasn't comfortable with what's happening. So I went and I did an ultrasound, and I found out that the lump is malignant.
In October 2014, I was happening to do this self-breast examination that was recommended at the time, and I noticed that there was a small lump on one of my breasts that I didn't understand. So I waited a couple of weeks just to make sure that what I saw was real, and then I started to feel also an inflammation in my lymph node on the same side. So I just went to see my family doctor, and I told her I feel something weird. She did the examination as well, and I did all the tests that you need to do, ultrasound, biopsy, and I got the results on November, 12th, 2014. I was sitting with my doctor alone, and he said, "Noura, I'm sorry, it's breast cancer." And I said, "It's okay, alhamdulillah." And he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, it's okay, alhamdulillah, khalas." And he's like, "Taib, your parents, what are we going to do about them?" I was just tell them. He's like, "Okay, can they handle it?" "Inshallah they will." And he said, can your mom handle it?" I was like, "You know what? If she cannot handle it, we're in a hospital. You guys will just save her. So no matter what happens, it'll be fine." But it was great with the support of my parents. I was strong for them, they were strong for me.
Well, at that point, I didn't know. I started to look for doctors because I didn't know anyone that had breast cancer. So I started to look for doctors to start to see where am I going to start with. I found a good doctor here. He wrote for me the type of tests that I have to do. I did them all. I found that my cancer was grade 4, stage 1, but grade 4. That means the cancer cells is very aggressive. I had to do a surgery here in Jeddah. They did a lumpectomy, which is the remover of the lump itself, and they remove lymph nodes from under the arm, just to make sure that the cancer did not spread to the lymph nodes. And after that, I went to the States just to do more tests and to just show them the case. From there, they did a lot of tests for me. One of them called the gene test, and it turned out that I'm positive. I'm BRCA1 positive. That means I have a mutation in the gene. That means I have a very high chance of getting breast cancer again, or ovarian cancer. They suggested that I have to do double mastectomy, which is a remover of the breast, and a total hysterectomy, which is a removal of the ovaries and uterus. And I did it. A month later, I went back to the States and I did the surgery. And yeah, that's it. That's my story.
As soon as I got the news, yes, it was shocking in the beginning. It was like, I am going to be just like all those movies where they are throwing up all the time, they are sick all the time, they can't do anything. But I refused that. I refused to be another sick person that people see in the movies. And I refused to just sit and get the treatment and wait for life, or wait for the cancer to decide what it wants to do with my life. So I took matters in my own hand, as they say. And I said, I want to continue going to school. I want to continue living where I live. I don't want to take time off of school. I don't want to take time off of life. I get chemo in Riyadh, I go back home to Jeddah, to Kaus, to do my studies. Yes, it took its toll on me. I was not really studying properly, but my university were supportive, my family were supportive, everybody was supportive. I became independent. I was getting chemotherapy, I was weak, but I was independent.
Support is very important, like to have people around you to support you, friends, family, or breast cancer survivors. It's very important. We don't have this, unfortunately, here in Saudi Arabia. Just for us to be together, because nobody can understand what you're going through unless a person was been in the same journey.
By November 2015, alhamdulillah, I was told that I was in remission and all clear. So next month, inshallah, it will be a year.
Do the first year every 3 months. I should do a checkup. Usually they do MRI or CT scan just to make sure that the whole body is clear. So that's what I did. The first year I did it every 3, and then the next year I do it every 6. Every 6 months I do checkup, just regular checkup. But also, it's very important just to do the checkup yourself. So it's not like, don't wait. We don't have to wait just to go for it, like the MRI or the CT scan or the mammogram test. We can just do it ourselves at home.
It started to fall. I was the one that decided to just shave it all off. And I was scared. I was very scared to look in the mirror. But I was just like, and I looked and I was like, huh, it's not bad. It's actually quite cool. And, and that's basically what it was. Looking back at pictures and during the treatment, I felt okay. I felt powerful. I felt great. I was like, I am Superwoman. I can do whatever I want.
It affected my life big time. It changed me as a person very much. I'm more positive now than ever. I just look at things in a different way. I try to do positive things and help with breast cancer as much as possible. I'm very active about breast cancer awareness. I'm a Zumba instructor, so I did twice Party in Pink. We call it like a master class of Zumba, and all the money would go to breast cancer patients to help them.
I don't get upset about the same things I used to get upset about. I don't understand when people get upset about things anymore. It's just like, what are you talking about? It's just simple. It is, why are you mad? Just let it go.
I look at things now differently. Whatever used to bother me before, it doesn't bother me anymore. Although I do have a big paranoia of cancer. Everything that happens in my body, the first thing that comes to my mind that I have cancer again. But it's not easy. It's not an easy journey.